Hey guys, what is up? Today I thought about making instead of like a video, like a regular old video, I would make a my thoughts and opinions video. And today I'm doing Overwatch, the game that came out last year. And these are going to be my thoughts and opinions. Obviously, I don't care if you like this game, or if you don't, I don't really care. It's your opinion, it's my opinion. So, just a disclaimer, I will be having examples of other games that did the stuff that Overwatch tried, but kind of succeeded. I will also, besides talk about some bad things about Overwatch, I will talk about some good things that separate it from being really, well, what I'll say at the end. So, I have a list actually right here next to me to tell me whether or not, what I should say in what order, or just, the stuff I marked down. So, I find Overwatch way too overwhelming. If you notice this, you might see in the background, right, this gameplay, it isn't Overwatch. It's actually a game I play a lot more, Team Fortress 2. And it's gameplay that, it's actually not my gameplay, just to tell you. I don't have any gameplay of the game, so I will link this gameplay in the description. There's no commentary. But, I find it, too kind of claustrophobic. Everything is just there. Because whenever I watch Overwatch gameplay, I always see just a bunch of bright colors and bullets spraying everywhere and all that. So I find it too overwhelming. Mostly due to the fact that there's too many heroes or classes. So I'll tell more about that, but I find it way too overwhelming. Just tone it down, tone it. This next one, it did inspire some pretty bad stuff. A lot of porn came out in 2016 due to this game. If you don't know what porn is, don't look it up, please. But I'll just tell you now, it's not good. Other first-person shooters didn't do this, but I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. But if a game does that, then that's just really, really bad. And I'm going to say it again, I do not have any Overwatch gameplay because it hurts me a lot to watch it. My brain I start getting a headache. Well, with other gameplay, I don't. Like this. If it's too overwhelming for you, you don't have to watch the video, just listen. Alright. It is kind of not that skills-based. What I mean by this is, there's infinite ammo. Usually in first-person shooter games or other games, you have a certain amount of materials, unless you're playing Minecraft on creative. You have a certain amount, and you can only do as much before you have to go find more. I'm going to give a TF2 as an example, and you'll find out why later. But in TF2, you can see, look at that, his shotgun, he had to switch to his shotgun because his rocket launcher ran out of ammo, so he's now getting more ammo. So he can go off and fight the bad guys, so he could go off and defend the cart. Overwatch, you don't have that problem. Yes, there is a reload animation, but it's so you don't hold that trigger down for too long. But you could still do that. You could hold it and then have it. I don't know if there's auto reload like there is on TF2, but there is. That's just stupid, because then you could just hold the trigger button, keep shooting, reload animation, just keep shooting. Now, if there's classes with melee, then yeah, okay, cool. That's fine. But, I saw Tracer, you have 40 ammo in each gun. I think it's all together. But then, reload, you still have 40 ammo. You're never gonna run out. That's stupid. Too many classes / heroes. Now, this one I'm fine with, on a basis, but it just kind of, let me explain. Basically, you have all these other heroes, and it's good because if your team is missing someone and you don't really play that person that much, you could go to a class that or a hero that's equivalent to it. I have to say hero for Overwatch players, but TF2 players will know why I'm saying class. So I'm gonna take TF2. I'm gonna take Overwatch for right now and say, oh, Tracer, who is the face of Overwatch, basically. Tracer's counter is McCree. And now you can't do anything about that. That will come into play later. You can't do anything about that. It's always going to be like that. That's because McCree has a stun ability. In TF2, well, you have one class can dominate multiple. So, like, the Pyro can dominate the Soldier, the Spy, and the Demo Man. The reason the Soldier is because the Soldier has a rocket launcher. And the rockets can be deflected straight back into the soldier's face, and same with the other stuff. Any projectile that is not a bullet can be deflected straight back at the target. So that's something. The game, I find it way too expensive. I found that for the regular version, it's $40. Okay, that's not a big deal. But for the premium game, it's $60. Now, I'm pretty sure most gamers don't care about that, but when you're stuck on like a very low-paying job and you actually want to get this game, you're not going to be able to. Like, if you want to actually get the premium because you get more stuff with it, you're not going to be able to get that. I actually did mark the prices for the crates just in case, and it costs. For 50 crates, it costs $50. It costs $40. I can't talk. $40 for 50 crates, and that kind of sucks. As you have, like, you can get motes and all that from the crates, like motes, skins, and all that. But you also have the tiers, like legendary, and rare, common, uncommon, all that. And since there's also other stuff you can get from there, it's basically like, if you don't get this thing you want, you gotta buy more crates. And I looked, you could buy one crate. It's $2 you can buy 2, $5 you could buy 5, $10 you could buy 11, $20 you could buy 24, and then of course $40 for 50. That is insane. Like, the 51 is fine. But TF2, you can get crates for free. Like, if you play the game, they come out as random drops. And if you get a regular crate, the crate key costs $2.50. And you have a chance of getting anything from there, a hat or a weapon. And the weapon will come out as a strange. I don't know if it's for all crates, but for mine it is a strange. Alright. Barely any customization. This is what I was talking about earlier with too many classes / heroes. So you're going to always have Tracer is countered by McCree, because McCree has the stun ability. But now we're going to take the Spy is always countered by the Pyro. But with a few weapon changes, that something Overwatch doesn't have, with a few weapon changes, the Pyro can end up being countered by the Spy. In Overwatch, the only thing that you can customize is what your character looks like and their weapons. You can't change their weapon to anything else. That is kind of sucky, because if your team's doing pretty bad, you can't just go switch your weapon, come back, and you're good. Unlike in TF2, which, see, this guy currently is playing heavy, and he has Natasha out. Now he has the black box as Soldier. And they each have their downsides and their upsides. Like, they could be better, but they can also be really bad in certain games. So, just something, this is towards Overwatch, just kind of add some new weapons, but, like, don't be like TF2 where it adds, like, 500,000 different weapons. Add, like, 4 for each class, which is still probably going to be 500. Now let's talk about one character class, which is Mercy. Mercy is just the worst healing class I have ever seen. So, I'm now going to tell you why I'm comparing Overwatch with TF2. it is very similar to it. Like, the art style, I know it's like a new art style, but that cartoony look wasn't in first-person shooters until TF2. Like, I'm talking about 3D ones. 3D ones. Not like 2D ones, which of course are really cartoony. And plus a lot of the things I've said so far have come from TF2 or another game, which is normal. Like, you usually take stuff from another game and try doing something with that. But a lot of TF2 was clearly had inspiration for Overwatch. And again, I'm not hating on the game. Well, I am. I don't like the game, but I don't care if you do, because it's your opinion. And my opinion is, I don't like it. But I'm going to just talk about Mercy. Alright, cool, it can revive. And this guy's actually playing the healing class of TF2, the medic. So, oh, cool, Mercy, if you die, can heal. Kind of like the medic in Man vs. Machine, which is the game's, like, own little mode. But how are you going to defend yourself if your healing dies? Like, let's say you're being ambushed and your target dies and you can't revive them. You're going to, basically, you have a Nerf gun that you're protecting yourself with, because it does barely any damage. I don't know how fast it heals, but, I mean, how much damage it does, but it does not do enough to kill anybody. So now I'm going to take the medic. He has 3 weapons. A syringe gun, which is his primary, which might do a little bit of damage, but that damage can stack up due to the fact that it fires so much. It's so much in such a short amount of time. And it has the Medigun, which heals targets, and it can overheal them, which means they get more health. And then I gotta take a sip. And then you have a melee, which is his bone saw, which is just in case if the syringe gun runs out and you don't have any ammo, you could go in with this bone saw. Or if you could change your weapons, since you could change your weapons in TF2, if you change it to the Uber saw, you gain Uber, which helps you build it up and eventually get to the nice old Uber charge you see everywhere. So just work on Mercy. That's why I'm wanting the weapon thing in Overwatch to be a thing. Like, yes, give us new weapons. And mostly do that for Mercy, so that her main primary isn't complete garbage. I do have the release date for Overwatch here. It's May 24th, 2016. So it's well over a year old now. TF2 is over 10 years old. Another difference between them is Overwatch is a teen rated game, while TF2 is mature rated. But that doesn't matter. I find Overwatch a little too kind of competitive. Like, you always see people complaining. This will play into the next point. You always see someone complaining if their team is if they're doing sucky. It's just the team. Usually with other ones, they're not like that, but that's if the people playing are not competitive. And TF2 has the same thing. Back then, it wasn't actually that competitive. Guess what? There was no competitive mode. Now in TF2, you have a casual and competitive. The casual mode is for those players who just, wants to play casual, doesn't want to worry about anything. And the competitive mode is for those competitive players. Yet people still, get mad when their team is doing sucky. It's like, if you're really wanting to win, go play competitive. Casual is for the players who don't want to do that or can't do that. Which, again, I'll explain later why I like playing TF2 more. Fan base on Overwatch is poor. It's bad. But then again, most of them are. FNAF is garbage. Undertale is complete garbage. I'm fine with some, but those ones who always thinks, anything is an Easter egg to Undertale, oh, Mario, got those Goombas, they look like an Undertale enemy. Ugh. Not Overwatch, Undertale, like I said. Oh, look at Mario has those Goombas. They're an Undertale enemy in its game. It's not. Most importantly, TF2 and Overwatch have this problem. With Overwatch, it's more to the fact that the players are too competitive, but TF2 is the fact that it's mixed. It's really badly mixed. So, oh shoot. That's the thing. And finally, before I explain why I prefer TF2, there are too many similar game modes to TF2. Now, before I heard of TF2, the only modes I knew were from other shooting games were Capture the Flag and, like, defending... Oh, Deathmatch. Capture the Flag and Deathmatch. It's like defending your team. I'm like, no, wait, that's Deathmatch. When I heard about TF2, I heard about Control Points, 5 Control Points, King of the Hill. King of the Hill is also in other games. But Payload, King of the Hill, Capture the Flag. Well, Capture the Flag is in other games. I don't know why I said that. I meant Control Points. And then along comes Overwatch, and what does it have? Payload. Okay. And here's the segment where I just talk about TF2 and some things. Overwatch is just too overwhelming and is a bad game for me. I don't like watching it, and would never want to play it. I'd play it as a joke, but I'll never again play it. And even though Overwatch has a way too over-competitive community, TF2 has that problem too. Back before the Meet Your Match update was announced, I actually was playing. And I would always hear people complain that TF2 needs to be a more competitive game. Add a competitive mode and change a bunch of weapons. Well, then after I was playing on Meet Your Match, I didn't hear the update. People were complaining that the game is now going to be too competitive and they're not going to play anymore. And they're going to move to a new game, which of course was going to be Overwatch. I didn't really care. I was like, okay, cool. Then once I looked up what Meet Your Match was, I was like, oh, okay, it's just going to be another update. My computer crashed before Meet Your Match came out, so I could never play it. I have now, though. This is not Meet Your Match, as this is much simpler times. And I did want to point out that the person who said this, I saw him twice. Like, the first time I saw him complaining that TF2 needs to be more competitive, and the second time is when he was complaining it's going to be too competitive. So, when people say the TF2 team doesn't listen to their community at all, they actually do. It's just the problem is they're taking all the stupid stuff and they're implementing that, and then they're taking all the cool stuff and just saying it's garbage. So, TF community, you need to work on your crap. Same with Overwatch. If you do want more of a skill-based game, a more strategic game, I would recommend TF2 if you're fine with blood and gore and also swears and hilarious gameplay in the background while you're playing. But if you want more of a basically just a blob on your TV screen and you don't know what's going on, play Overwatch. Since it's a lower one, I highly doubt your parents are going to say no. So, since it's teen, so you'll be fine with that. And I forgot just now, the most important part about TF2 was the fact that it's free. But that's where community comes apart, where the newer players are joining the game, and they don't know how to play. So they join a match and all that and stuff. And then there's a player that's been playing for a while, and he's the competitive type. He sees this new player screwing up the team, and then he realizes that, oh, this new player's making our team lose. I'm going to kick him. And then he kicks. The new player doesn't like experience,
and leaves. He never plays TF2 again. He goes to a new game. But wanna know why the TF2 numbers are dropping low again? It's because of these people. So if you see somebody trying to kick a new player, press no. Yes, the new player might suck, but we all have to start somewhere. We can't just, like, be instantly amazing at the game and get kill streaks. TF2, again, the customization is a little bit better. There's a lot of cosmetics and a lot of weapons, so the 9 classes there are in TF2 is more like, you know, like a... Yes, there's now more than 9 classes because of these different weapon changes. You can have more than one of each.
Sir.
Another video... Wait, no.
What are you doing?
Another thing about TF2 is the fact that the rewards are not garbage. Besides the proof of purchase. That is kinda because it's not paintable. And, well, there, let's see. Let me see. The rewards. For MVM, you have a rare chance of either getting a bot killer or an Australium. An Australium is a golden weapon. But don't get it confused with the golden wrench, as that notifies everybody when you get one. The Australium one, you just get it. The golden wrench, everybody knows you got it. And you come in and you kill people and they turn to gold statues. So the rewards are not as bad as Overwatch. Oh, yay, I get a skin, but it just makes me look different. Well, TF2, look at these hats and these weapons. So overall, I would recommend TF2 more than Overwatch, but if you're just wanting to play for fun, choose either. And I'll see you guys in the next video, which is coming out next week when it's the anniversary of the first video, which will be the first video's premise. And I will see you guys in